Mr. Woods, would you lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance? Everybody stand. Face the flag. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Could we have roll call?
Commissioner Woods. Here. Commissioner Valenzuela.
Present.
Commissioner Muse.
Here.
Vice Chair Maciel.
Present.
Chair Padilla.
Here. Okay, this is a time set aside for public communications. Anybody wishing to speak can do so at this time. Speak on items that are not on items that are on the agenda, only public speaking.
There we go. The council meetings that there's certain council members, Pacheco and Lozano, putting on there about your the council members or your positions being up for grabs, and this is an intimidation factor. They will run this the whole year, but I hope that you guys vote your conscience. I know that all of you will, and that we vote for the right thing for the citizens, and we don't vote for council members. Now, just to kind of give you an update, during the election, Rome Project donated $12,000 to Manny Lozano's campaign. Monica Garcia got a donation, a heavy donation also of $12,000 to her campaign. So I want you to know that we have a lot of bought and paid for politicians on this deal, but I think that you guys, as this comes through planning, you're going to see it's a really bad idea. The parking spaces are going to be really bad. We already fought on this once on parking spaces. Some of you weren't on the board at that time, but they were starting out with half of what they should have had. And we want to make sure that if this goes through, that we fight on these parking spaces and that they are going to pay for enough parking spaces and they are going to pay to have all the building permits done. They got carte blanche on the last one. They don't have to pay unless they make profit. So the city made not a dime on this last project, not a nickel. And they also are going to do nonprofit, and that makes it to where they won't pay any property taxes. So we don't need that in this city. And so we want to be very careful on how we come about voting on any of these projects. And just because our council members were paid doesn't mean that you people need to vote that way. So I want to make sure that and I will keep coming up here and updating you on the money that they're getting and that the procedures that they're trying to pull through here. But our planning department needs money. And in order to get that money, we have to charge the developers for that money. We also went to a meeting on Parks and Rec. We need a lot of parks. Well, the way that's paid for is by developers that come into town, and they also have to put a portion of their money into parks. We need space, and we need the parks. Now, if we don't get the money from the developers, there's no other way that we get it. Now, the Parks and Rec and Manny Lozano and Pacheco decided that we'll use school property. Well, the problem with that is who's going to pay the schools to take the yards up? You saw what we had to do is fence the yards off because Pacheco and Lozano's soccer leagues at Barnes Park and here. Well,
All your time's up.
All right. You got the right clock on?
My staff doesn't lie.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Sylvia Muñiz, and I'm a resident of the city of Baldwin Park, and I'm actually here in regards to the notice of a public hearing of a business that wants to get a permit on,
Excuse me, that matter will be heard, and there will be a public hearing for that matter.
okay,
And
I
we'll-
thought it
we'll
was
call
today,
it.
I'm sorry,
We'll call it. Is it for the wine and beer license?
I'm sorry?
Which item is this for?
No, this is for the warehouse?
Yes, that's going to be a public hearing, and we're going to open up that public hearing at that
Okay.
time.
Later on in the meeting.
Yeah.
Is anybody else on public speaking? Seeing that there's no interest, we'll close the, hold on.
I just wanted to ask a question if the general plan is online. It's mostly just specific. There's supposed to be a link for the permalink, but when I try to click it, nothing happens. Okay, thank you.
Public hearing is closed. Consent calendar. Make a motion that we approve the consent calendar. Do I hear a second?
A motion.
Second?
Second, put your meter. Go on. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passed.
5-0.
We get our staff to the next action.
Irving Anaya, Plant Technician, City of Baldwin Park. Honorable Chair, Commissioners, and members of the audience. Excuse me. The request before you is a request for approval of a conditional use permit to allow warehouse use within a newly constructed 90,000 square foot building within the I industrial zone pursuant to Table 153.050.020 in the city's municipal code. Location 5115 Azusa Canyon Road, applicant Magellan Baldwin Park LCC, case number CP 827. Property is located at 5115 Azusa Canyon Road. The site in question is currently improved with several industrial and manufacturing buildings. These buildings will be demolished to allow for the construction of a new facility. And overall, the site in question is rectangular shaped as shown on the slide. Total lot area of approximately 209,306 square feet, or approximately 4.8 acres. The site is located within the industrial zone, just south of the corner of Arrow Highway and Azusa Canyon Road, and north of Sandstone Street, as shown on the slide. I don't have a pointer. I would point out the Sandstone Street, but it's right underneath the R1 there from the site. The aerial view on this slide displays the number of current industrial buildings as previously noted. Illustrated on this slide The applicant is proposing to construct, according to Exhibit A, a 97,945 square foot industrial building for the main purpose of a warehouse use. The building will consist of 2 offices on opposite sides there, towards the north, of approximately 2,250 square feet in size, with a total of 4,500 square feet when combined. A proposed mezzanine of approximately 4,000 square feet will be included, and the remaining building square footage of approximately 90,000 square feet will be utilized as warehouse space. The area will include 14 loading docks to the south of the building, as shown in Exhibit A. Therefore, staff has included Condition 12, which states that all truck-related traffic to this use shall be directed north toward Arrow Highway away from residential uses. At this time, the site will also provide 124 standard parking stalls, accommodating both proposed warehouse use and those offices. At this time, the design of the project has been tentatively approved by the city's Design Review Committee, PR 1550, meeting the city's current development standards. In addition, with the added conditions of approval within the staff report and resolution, the proposed use is compatible to surrounding uses and activities. Therefore, staff recommends that the Plan Commission adopt Resolution PC 1602 entitled Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting the findings of fact and approving a conditional use permit to allow warehouse use within a newly constructed 90,000 square foot building within the I industrial zone pursuant to Table 153.050.020 in the city's municipal code, location 5115 Souza Canyon Road, applicant Magellan, Baldwin Park LCC, case number CP 827. In this slide, you actually could see the floor plan here. Sorry, I didn't go through the slides here. Here's some elevations, colored elevations of the warehouse. Just some existing conditions of the property. That would be like the main entrance there for truck-related purposes. This concludes staff's presentation.
Thank you. Is there anybody else on the other side that'd like to speak on that matter? After this, you will. Anybody else wish to speak?
The applicant here.
Please get up if you wish to speak on this matter, or the company or the opposite party. Go ahead and speak.
Is the applicant here?
That's the applicant. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Staley. I'm with the Magellan Group, the applicant. And first of all, we appreciate this opportunity to be here this evening and are very thankful for the support we've received from Mark and Amy and Irving on the staff level. They've done a wonderful job for us, helping us through the process. And we are looking forward to the chance to build in the community. And I hope you like our project. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have for me.
Yeah, I have a question. What will be warehoused?
We have not secured a company yet to move into the building. We're about to initiate activities in the marketplace to find the right company or companies. So we're not sure yet. There's considerable interest, though. The market is aware that we may be building a building at this location.
No questions.
Any questions?
Thank you. Okay, we're open to public communication now.
So my neighbor and I are here, We have a couple questions because in the past,
I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat your name, please?
Sorry about that.
sure, I'm sorry, my name is Sylvia Muniz and I'm a resident of Baldwin Park, and I also have my neighbor Connie Martinez. So I live off of La Cena and she lives off of Sandstone. Previous to this, there was a company there by the name of Oreco. I don't know if you guys remember that. That company, I had actually filed many, many complaints about the noise. My concern is the noise. It's not so much a company coming on board, that's fine. We don't have a problem. We have a problem as far as the noise. What kind of company is coming in there, and as far as the regular work hours, because I know previously they would start work like at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I work Monday through Friday. I don't want to be up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's the concern we have. Plus, we have some elderly people that live on Sandstone, and also we have a lot of children. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Greg Tuttle, business owner, Baldwin Park. I'm kind of confused at building a warehouse and build it and it will come. Amy, do we have zone, what that's going to be able to be in there?
Whatever, a warehousing use is allowed within the industrial zone with the CUP. They could pretty much warehouse almost anything, food products, flowers, whatever. So
What about traffic congestion, all that, because we have numerous trucks on that road, both Azusa and
right.
Arrow.
And that goes back to a warehouse use within the zone. The industrial zone, when our general plan, and this property's been zoned industrial since I've been here, which is a long time. When our general plan takes that into account, we take into account all the different types of industrial uses. One of the things that we took a look at on this one is because of the residential uses to the south, that's why we have the condition that all the trucks have to go north.
Okay.
So
they're
and
gonna
warehouse,
go north to Arrow Highway and
Yes.
then whatever direction from there.
yes,
Okay, so they're not going to be going south towards all the residential areas.
they shouldn't be.
So, because I know we had a trash company that was interested in that for a while,
Yeah, they are no longer.
no longer. So this will be demolishing every building there and then cleaning it up.
That is correct. And a lot of those buildings were pre-incorporation, which was 1956. There's about 60,000 square feet worth of buildings that was going on. There's metal fabrication buildings that were there, welding shops, generally noisier type of uses like the prior speaker was talking about. We anticipate that this will be a lot quieter.
Anything they're going to be doing for the city with streets or anything like that, and modifications and helping with congestion with traffic, good trucks getting in and out of there, because that's going to be right next to a traffic signal too.
Mm-hmm. That's actually handled through our Public Works Department, and they do have to comply with whatever Public Works had as part of their comments in their design review when they submitted this.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Question to staff: How many buildings are currently at that location?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9?
Okay, all 9 will be demolished.
Yes.
Okay, so this resolution is
Yeah.
basically for the construction and building of this warehouse, correct?
It's actually, the CUP is actually for the use of a warehouse. If the individual wanted to build a building of this size, they could put any type of industrially zoned use, permitted use, like manufacturing or anything in it. However, they have found that the market is really geared towards warehousing. Warehousing in our code requires a conditional use permit.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? We'll hear a motion to move this on. Oh, before we go, we close public communications for now. It's closed. Do we have a motion to move on this item?
I just wanted to state one concern that I had, only because that is very close to where the olive pit is at, and I know it seems that further in the future, if it does pass, I think it did pass through Irwindale, where they're going to be having a significant amount of trucks going through that area. So having another warehouse, not that I'm not for having new business in our city, but it will have a significant impact on the traffic.
I understand where you're coming from. And this is one thing that we actually looked at. The Institute of Traffic Engineers, they're a respected nationwide group. They actually put together traffic counts based on different types of uses throughout the country. And in all actuality, a warehouse use actually has less trips than like a manufacturing use. And that was one of the things that we looked at, because we were kind of concerned about that, because we also know the industrial uses that are going on across the street, or that are proposed across the street, I should say. So, and we did feel that this warehouse use, given what the Institute of Traffic Engineers, Transportation Engineers has in their ITE book, we call it the ITE Big Blue Book, that the traffic count would be less than what it would be as if it were a manufacturing use. We don't see that there's going to be a significant impact at all with this.
Okay. Thank you, Amy.
Do we call for an approval or disapproval? Do we hear a motion?
A motion. Pass.
That's to approve PC 16-02.
I'll second. I second the motion.
Okay, the resolution has passed, and we all those in favor, please.
Aye.
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 Passes 5-0.
Motion to adopt resolution is passed. That's about resolution 1602.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Maday Castillo. I'm with the Planning Division, and I'm the Planning Technician. Honorable Chair, Commissioners, and members of the audience, the request before you is a request to adopt the findings of fact in approving a conditional use permit allowing the off-site sales of beer and wine at Type 20 in conjunction with a grocery store, pursuant to Table 153.70.20 in the city's municipal code. The location is 4249 Main Avenue. The applicant is Dwight Ashdown, and the case number is CP 828. Applicant Dwight Ashdown is proposing to allow the off-site sales of beer and wine at Type 20 in conjunction with a grocery store. The leasing space is approximately 23,000 square feet. The proposed grocery store is part of a multi-tenant commercial shopping center located at the northwest corner of Main and Palm Avenue. The surrounding uses to the east and south are mixed use, and to the north and west are multifamily residential, as you can see here on the illustrated map. The location of the grocery store will allow people to walk from the nearby residential community as opposed to driving, although there is, of course, plenty of parking spaces for not only for the grocery store, but for the existing businesses. A full-service grocery store typically offers beer and wine sales. However, it is not the primary component of the grocery store, and so it will be for this grocery store. This is the aerial view of the property. And one of the conditions of approval, number E, indicates that any of the planters that do not already have a tree should be replanted with another tree or shrub similar to everything that's on the parking lot. However, staff has confirmed that the landscape is properly maintained and there are no trees that need to be planted throughout the parking lot area. Staff has also set forth conditions to minimize the negative impact to the surrounding area. And pursuant to verbal confirmation from the applicant, the hours of operation will be 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Sunday. Also, there's another condition, condition K, indicates that they should remove a canopy that we saw when staff conducted an inspection. However, after we went back and looked at the area once again, it was confirmed that the canopy is no longer there. And also, another condition, condition M, says that there should be cameras throughout the parking lot area for safety. This is the site plan that the applicant provided. Is a little bit harder to see with the projection, but it's basically the same thing from the area view that we saw. Now, this is the floor plan, and here we can see that the proposed display of beer and wine is going to be located at the front portion of the building to the right-hand side, right next to the cash registers, where I point beer and wine. And the California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control, the ABC, calculates the maximum number of alcoholic licenses based on population for a given census tract. Now, this census tract is not over-concentrated, as it is allowed in the census tract to have 3 off-site sales licenses, and there's currently only 1, and it's north of Maine. Therefore, this census tract would not be over-concentrated with off-site sale licenses. And let me see. So this is just a picture of where the how the beer and wine will be showcased based on other supermarkets, how they have allocated that, and it's going to be the craft beer on one side, and then most of the area is going to be wine, and then another wall for the wine also. And this is just to show where the wine is going to be located, like I meant, or like we saw on the floor plan. The beer and wine area is going to be next to the cash registers. Right. Staff is of the opinion that since there is no net increase of off-site sales of ABC licenses within the census tract for off-site sales, therefore, staff recommends that Planning Commission adopt Resolution PC 1503, entitled "A Resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting the findings of fact and approving a conditional use permit allowing the off-site sales of beer and wine, type 20, in conjunction with a grocery store, pursuant to Table 153.70.20 in the city's municipal code. Location 4249 Main Avenue. Applicant Dwight Ashdown. Case number CP 828. This concludes staff presentation.
There was a market in there before.
Question. Okay. Based on your report, the only other off-site sales of wine and alcohol is at the dairy, which is located on Los Angeles Street?
Correct. That's within the census tract.
Okay, so a facility right across the street on Main does not fall into that census tract?
The supermarket?
The supermarket and the restaurant on the corner across from Menchie's?
The supermarket, it's in a different census tract. Yeah, I know. I know. And then the restaurants, those are on sale. We're only looking at off-site sales.
Okay. Okay.
Could we hear the rest of it, 1604, which is the building itself, before we go into the other party? 'Cause it kind of involves the sale of beer and liquor and the building itself as a whole, the permit to open a market.
I don't understand your question.
Okay, there's two resolutions. One to authorize a market, and one to authorize the sale of liquor.
No. A grocery store is a permitted use within the M2 zone, MU1 zone, I'm sorry. The CUP is actually for the off-site sale of beer and wine.
Markets permit. Markets permit.
Oh, the market is already permitted.
The market is a permitted use. They want the off-site sale of beer and wine, which requires the CUP, and they're going to do that in conjunction with the grocery store.
Thank you. Could we, does the applicant want to speak on that?
The applicant is here.
Good evening. I'm Katie Shard, and I'm representing Dwight Ashdown and Grocery Outlet. We're very excited about putting a brand new grocery outlet in this location. We've reviewed all the conditions of approval, and we're in agreement with all of them, so we are available to answer any questions you may have.
Any question?
Yeah, the facing of that entire, you're just focusing on that little shopping, where the supermarket's going to be, correct?
Well, the CUP request is for just the grocery store portion,
Okay.
correct?
Okay, thank you.
You already have permits for the grocery store, period? It's already,
You mean building permits?
building permits, really?
I don't think so.
No, the project is actually in plan check and being reviewed by, well, it's been reviewed by us, but it's also being reviewed by engineering and the building department as well. So,
Okay, I just had a few questions after seeing the plans. That there's bathrooms in the rear of the store, way in the rear of the store, and also the offices are to the front, towards the right, and those only one exit door that goes through a freezer and around to get to the main store. There's another, I don't see any other openings. Is that will be checked on later, but I just want to know, being the bathrooms are so far away, are they going to be public bathrooms or workers, just for the workers?
They are public restrooms.
And they will be left open, not locked up, like...
That's correct.
Okay, the reason I'm bringing it up is because there's been instances with well-known, I'm not saying markets, but they're places of business that have used bathrooms with a person who locked themselves in. And it happened in recently in Chino Hills where one person got locked in, and by the time the employees couldn't get a key to open it, they had to wait for 911 to open the door. And by the time the person was dead. And to make sure that we don't put no dead man bolts on any of the bathrooms, and allow managers or somebody to be able to open the door quick. It should be a policy for all public buildings.
Yep, understood.
I have a quick question. So I see that you guys are a grocery outlet, bargain market, correct?
Correct.
Can you specify a little bit more what you guys are going to be selling in your location? Because I know there is a market up the street. Want to see what's the difference between you guys and that market.
So the grocery outlet concept is, it is unique to Grocery Outlet in that they're a value-oriented grocery store. So they have opportunistic buying. Those purchases differ from week to week, but they have an entire team within the headquarters that search for bargains on all sorts of products. And those products might be Tide laundry detergent, all sorts of name brand items that you would see in your supermarket, but at a substantial savings, 50 to 60% sometimes savings off of the exact same items that you see in other stores. So the concept for Grocery Outlet is manufacturers overruns sometimes, and then sometimes they're just products that are made just to sell in this environment. But it's a grocery store format where you will find almost everything that you would need at a regular grocery store. It just changes from week to week because of that opportunistic buying.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So one more comment about that. It's really a fantastic store. I was a customer long before I became a consultant to them, so I love them. It's fun working for them.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How many stores do they have?
About 200 in the state of California.
What's the
Close.
closest one to Baldwin Park?
Azusa.
Azusa. Mm-hmm.
Does the supermarket or the store sell produce and dairy products also?
Yes, both.
And because basically what you're saying, sometimes overrun. Now, what's as far as particularly produce, the quality of the produce, is it just as fresh or?
Yes, it is. In fact, I wouldn't call the produce something that would come from the overrun description. That's often even sourced locally, but it comes from a variety of sources, and it's fresh produce. And some of it is even organic.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's open to public speaking now if anybody wants to speak on this matter.
Del Rio's residents. I've been to a couple of their stores. They're very nice. The only thing that I have as a problem is that the liquor department, the beer, wine, and whatever, is too close to the opening of the store. It should be further down, probably toward the back. Because you walk in and the first thing you see is like on Vons. You walk into Vons over in Hacienda Boulevard. The first thing you run into is the beer, wine department. And it's very easy for little hoodlums to go in there, grab some, and take off. But if you have it more toward the back, I think it would be more safer for the employees, but for the customers too. So that's something to think about. Thank you.
Any other questions from commissioners? Public hearing is now closed. Are there any other questions from the commissioners?
Yes. What is, you said your closest one is in Azusa. What's the location of that what's the address of that location?
It's on Citrus. We're getting the exact address for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Should know these right off the top of our head, right? We know them as store numbers. Get addresses after.
That's okay. I can get it after the meeting. Not a problem. Thank you.
Okay.
355 North Citrus. I'm surprised this computer worked that fast.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll hear a resolution.
Make a motion
to adopt this resolution.
I'd like to make a motion to pass resolution CP 828.
And I'll second that.
PC 16-03.
Okay, resolution 16-03 is passed.
All those in favor?
All those in favor, please speak
Aye.
up.
Aye.
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 Thank you.
That's 5-0.
Passed by 5-0. Resolution is passed.
Do apologize for that slide. It should state Ramona Boulevard after the 12728 there. Irving Anaya, Planning Technician, City of Baldwin Park. Honorable Chair, Commissioners, and members of the audience. The request before you is a request for approval of a tentative parcel map to consolidate 4 lots into 1 lot within the MU2 Mixed Use 2 zone pursuant to Table 152.10 of the City's Municipal Code. Location 12714 through 12728 Ramona Boulevard, applicant San Gabriel Valley Water Company, case number PM 1428. The applicant, San Gabriel Valley Water Company, is requesting to consolidate 4 lots into 1 lot. These 4 lots are located at 12714, 12718, 12724, and 12728 Ramona Boulevard. All lots are located within the mixed-use 2 zone, conveniently located just east of the 605 freeway. Each lot is approximately 5,400 square feet in size. The consolidation will create a lot of approximately 22,000 square feet, exceeding the minimum lot area required for the mixed-use 2 zone. In addition, the applicant will include a 1,060 square foot easement within the southwest corner of the lot. The purpose for this easement is to accommodate the existing pump station, which will only be accessed by the water purveyor. Main access to the pump station is provided by the existing alley located south of the lot. This is a close-up view of the parcel map. This request is only to combine the 4 lots into 1 lot and does not include a proposed development or use. The previous uses have been removed and the lot is currently vacant with the exception of the pump station. Staff has reviewed the application and has determined that the tentative parcel map to combine 4 lots into 1 lot meets the development standards of the zoning code and is in accordance with the city's goals and policies of the city's general plan. Therefore, staff recommends that the Plan Commission adopt Resolution PC 1604, entitled "A Resolution of the Plan Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting the findings of fact and approving a tentative parcel map to allow the consolidation of 4 lots into 1 lot within the MU2 Mixed-Use 2 Zone pursuant to Table 152.10 in the city's municipal code, location 12714 through 12728 Ramona Boulevard, applicant San Gabriel Valley Water Company, case number PM 1428. Thank you. Sorry, this concludes staff's presentation.
Any of the applicants want to speak?
Good evening. I'm Chris Olson, Chief Engineer of San Gabriel Valley Water Company. I'm here with Bryant Marroquin, Project Manager for this project. The booster station is planned to improve circulation for the city of Baldwin Park and San Gabriel's customers, residents and businesses of the city of Baldwin Park. Do you have any questions?
Okay, there was a pump that is already there?
The booster station is currently under construction.
Okay, so it's, okay.
I had to clarify the purpose of the rezoning, getting 4 more lots. Is that to put more pumps in or water systems or?
We are consolidating the 4 lots for future development. We're reserving the southwest corner, approximately 1,000 square feet, for the booster station. This is, there's no plans for development in this area at this time. However, if a developer does approach the company, we will be happy to consider any proposed use for the land. San Gabriel doesn't have any plans to develop any more water facilities. Initially, we had approached the city to install a reservoir on the site, and it was not approved. However, the booster pump station was approved after a design review by the city of Baldwin Park, and we have pulled requisite permits, started construction.
That pump that you have there now is active?
Under construction.
Would you mind repeating that question?
Okay, isn't there a pump already being, or is just lines just, I see something out there.
There are pumps, there are submersible pumps, there are underground pumps. They do not make noise. These are 3 pumps and some piping. The pumps will be enclosed by a block wall, and the site will be improved. There will be landscaping along the frontage.
But you tell me the pumps are active?
They're not currently active.
Pumping water?
Pumps are installed, however, they're not active. They're not energized yet.
Oh, they're not active yet?
No.
Is there lines feeding into the city already? Into that property?
Piping is currently being constructed. So the pumps have not been connected to the distribution system.
They're not connected?
We're currently under construction, and we're planning to complete construction in February. At that time, the booster pumps will be connected to the distribution system.
Have you owned these properties for a while?
We've owned them for approximately 3 years.
You know, there's a lot of concern, maybe myself, but a lot of people that, that make sure when they do tie in to the main distribution system, or, what happened in Delaware or up in the river up north, that we follow all procedures and let the city know that of what we're going to do. Thank you. Any more questions? No questions. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to open this to public communications if anyone wants to speak up on that matter.
Greg Tuttle, business owner. On my GPS here, I'm seeing there's 2 houses in 2 of the lots. And this is Ramona. This is our main thoroughfare. Why are we leaving this open or putting water pumps or whatever there? This should be either housing or commercial, retail, or whatever. I don't understand this. Are they buying out these 2 houses? And then we're going to leave these lots vacant till they feel like whatever we want to put there? And then is it going to be some ugly pumping station or tanks? This is pretty vague. We need to have more definition, and we need to know what's going to happen with these 2 houses that are there.
There's no houses there. Huh? There's no houses that are there.
Oh, it's
right
vacant now?
Yes, the houses have all been demolished.
They've been what?
Demolished.
Demolished, yeah. Okay. So we're going to have 4 lots sitting there vacant until they feel like doing something.
Right. What is happening is that part of the agreement that the city wanted to see here was that when you consolidated the properties, you can have one larger development as opposed to 4 little itty bitty developments.
Okay.
And I'm sorry I didn't bring the laser pointer, but in the lower left-hand corner, they have carved out an easement for, yes, thank you. They've carved out an easement to enhance the water pressure in this area. From what I've been told by them, the water pressure is not all that swift. And so what this water pumping station is doing, and most of it is underground. There's some, Bryant, correct me if I'm wrong, there's some like water pipes that come up and go back down. But the majority of it is underground. And so what we wanted to see here was them consolidate all 4 lots so that you can have a larger development come in as opposed to a little itty bitty development on this 5,600 square foot lot, a little bitty bitty development on this lot, and a little bitty bitty development on this lot.
But what
That
are we
was our
gonna
goal
see
behind
coming
this.
into town? Pipes?
No, it's in the lower left-hand corner. It's only visible.
Okay, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying, with the rest of the lot, what are they going to do with it?
They need to get a person and they need to market it and sell it and actually, come on up. They've got people behind you.
Well, let me answer this. Vice President of
Yeah.
San Gabriel Valley Water Company. Our intention is, my name is Matthew Usulan. I was just listening to the conversation, so I just want to come and point it out. Purchased a lot with the purpose of building facilities, but after consulting with the city, getting city's input, we don't need a big, large lot in order to put our facilities. So we took the small portion of it, just put underground facilities. Rest is, it will be, after the land use change, it will be available for marketing. What will happen is, like you mentioned, it's either businesses or mixed-use businesses, like maybe residential mixed with the shops, or maybe commercial office buildings.
will be
It's gonna
built by
available
you?
built. Not was it. We are not in the.
You will
the-
hire a company to do that on your lot, or what?
No, sir. What we will do, we'll put this available to the market.
So you will sell the land?
We will sell the land for the commercial use. We'll consult with the city, with the city's guidance. We'll be able to find the people that who's going to put a commercial use.
How
or
long are we
residential.
going to wait on this?
Well, we are not going to wait on that. Actually, what we did after this approval, we are finishing our construction immediately. We are going to hire a consultant that who's going to put in the market, real estate consultant, and will be in the market. So whenever it's available.
So it won't be 3-4 years down the road?
Not at all. That's not our intention. That's what we made our intention clear to the city, basically.
Okay, that's all I
I
need.
hope
Thank
that
you
is-
very much for answering.
Sure, my
Thank you.
pleasure.
Okay. Thank you.
There's other question. I might answer the questions too. Okay, thank you.
Before you go.
Hey, you said that you serve the city of Baldwin Park.
Yes, we do, sir.
How many customers do you have in Baldwin Park?
Well, that's a good question, but I won't be able to answer the question because I don't know right now. But if you like, can get that information provided to you.
A ballpark?
The Baldwin Park.
Ballpark
because
figure? No, I said a ballpark figure.
Ballpark, I really don't want to give you a number because we have 16 cities in the San Gabriel Valley, but I can tell you total customers. We have 45,000 customers, and City of Baldwin Park is one of them.
If I may take a stab, I would probably say they serve about 20% of the city, which is in the southwest side.
Thank you.
Do you have other questions?
Yes. Once the easement is completed and completely constructed, what is the property going to look like during in the meantime?
Yeah. Well, sir, actually, the city gave us a condition use. The approval conditions. I don't want to say conditions. Approval conditions. What's going to happen is, while we are doing this, not just we are building the pump station, we are also enhancing the site, which is we are building block walls, both sides, because there was like a chain link fence. We removed those chain link fence.
Right.
Sort of a chain link fence we are replacing with the block wall. And frontage facilities, we are putting really nice wrought iron fence. There was a chain link fence. I wish I had a before picture and after picture. Before there was like vacant small lots and old residential units. They were hardly maintained. But what we did, we removed, demo all those stuff and remove all these
bad-looking chain link fence. Instead, we are putting really nice wrought iron fence frontage facilities. And also, we are putting landscape at the front of the property so it can appeal to the public and surrounding neighbors, and also the potential customer who wants to purchase the land.
All right,
That
that's what I
answers your
was asking about was, what was it going to look like, whether it's the landscaping or...
Sure. And then we are going to cover the existing lot with the crushed gravel, so it's going to be nice, clean lot.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you. More questions?
Thank you. Thank you.
I had one question.
Sure.
What, you say you serve 45,000 people. What is your adjudicated right of pumping from the what do I want to call it, the
Basins?
field?
You mean basins?
Yes.
Well, we have several basins, and we have...
Oh, you're not just in this basin?
No, we have several different basins, yes.
Right.
This concludes all the questions.
Is it possible you could put a dog park in there temporary?
Well, if you want to bring your dog, I'll walk with you, so...
Thank you.
Sure. Do you have other questions? Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And I appreciate the opportunity to explain about the projects. Good evening.
Thank you.
I have one question for staff. It might be a silly question, but just for my curiosity, when someone combines lots like that, does that change anything as far as value of property tax?
I'm not an appraiser. I don't know the answer to that. However, what it does for the city is that, as I mentioned before, is that it makes the project size bigger. So instead you can have one larger project as opposed to a little small project on this property, a little small project on this property, a little small project on this one, a little small project on this one, which can kind of, while they could go all together, they could also look completely and totally different. Where, my personal opinion, yes, that does have value to be combined together, but in terms of monetary, I'm not an appraiser. I don't know the answer to that.
Thank you, Amy.
As far as the value concerned, when we purchased this property, these were residential properties. So if you recall that there were like small houses in that properties, so it wasn't really appealing to upcoming future development. There was like one vacant property, and there's one small house, and there's another vacant property, there's other small house, and happened to be they are all on sale, and then we purchased them because we were thinking we could build different facilities. But once we find out we couldn't build other water facilities, so that's why we are putting in the market. But once we put the market, it brings an opportunity for developers to come build a nice facilities which might have like apartment buildings, or might be a mixed use, which was like shops and apartments top of it. So it's going to bring more income to the city, definitely. I think if you're looking from that perspective, it's not a small residential tax versus big apartment use versus commercial buildings. It's going to bring more taxes to the city. It will be more appealing to the city.
Close the public. Yeah, public hearing is closed. Do I hear a call for approval?
I'll motion it.
It's to approve PC 16-04.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion's passed. 1604 has been approved. Oh, take a roll call. You already took a roll call. Thank you. Next item.
Thank you, Chair. I've included in your Planning Commission packet the Planning Division's monthly reports for November and December. So I'd be happy to entertain any questions that you may have about our monthly report. Do you have any? If not, I'll just keep cruising on. The next item under Commission Staff Communications, the first item is a verbal update on the Vineland Residential Care Facility at 3562 through 3576 Vineland Avenue. At this point, we are waiting to, staff and the attorneys are waiting to hear from the applicant. The ball is in their court at this time, and we're just waiting for them. So. The next item, which is a verbal update on the proposed Irwindale Materials Recovery Facility and Transfer Station. We do not have any update from the city of Irwindale on that. The only item that we were told by the director over there is that we should see some movement the end of February, first part of March. What that is, we don't know. We are monitoring their Planning Commission and City Council agendas in addition to talking with the Community Development Director. That's all I have.
Is there anything else? Thank you. Call for adjournment. Your second.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, who moved
Favor?
it? Who moved it?
Chairman
Okay, thank you.
All those in favor? Adjournment? Again? Nobody's picking it up. You want to stay longer?